Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to the Elder Scrolls Library. My name is Aurelius, your lore master, and today we are reading and discussing Mysterious Akavir. The book Mysterious Akavir appears in 5 of the Elder Scrolls games: Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls Online, and Castles. The book discusses some of the cultural geography of the Continent of Akavir. Akavir, of course, being the continent to the east of Tamriel. Let's get into Mysterious Akavir. Mysterious Akavir. Akavir means Dragonland. Tamriel means Dawn's Beauty. Atmora means Elderwood. Only the Red Guards know what Yakuta ever meant. Akavir is the kingdom of the beasts. No men or mer live in Akavir, though men once did. These men, however, were eaten long ago by the vampiric serpent folk of Seishi. Had they not been eaten, these men would have eventually migrated to Tamriel. The Nords left Atmora for Tamriel. Before them, the Elves had abandoned Aldmeris for Tamriel. The Red Guards destroyed Yakuta so they could make their journey. All men and mer know Tamriel is the nexus of creation, where the last war will happen, where the gods unmade Lorkhan and left their adamantine tower of secrets. Who knows what the Akaviri think of Tamriel, but ask yourself, why have they tried to invade it 3 times or more? There are 4 major nations of Akavir: Kamal, Seishi, Tengmo, and Kapotun. When they are not busy trying to invade Tamriel, they are fighting with each other. Kamal is snow hell. Demons live there, armies of them. Every summer they thaw out and invade Tengmo, but the brave monkey folk always drive them away. Once Adasum Dir Kamal, a king among demons, attempted to conquer Morrowind, but Almalexia and the Underking destroyed him at Red Mountain. Seishi is Snake Palace, once the strongest power in Akavir before the Tiger Dragon came. The serpent folk ate all the men of Akavir a long time ago, but still kind of look like them. They are tall, beautiful if frightening, covered in golden scales, and immortal. They enslave the goblins of the surrounding isles, who provide labor and fresh blood. The holdings of Seishi are widespread. When natives of Tamriel think of the Akaviri, they think of the serpent folk, because one ruled the Cyrodiilic Empire for 400 years in the previous era. He was potentate Versidu Shai, assassinated by the Morak Tong. Tengmo is the 1,000 Monkey Isles. There are many breeds of monkey folk, and they are all kind, brave, and simple, and many are also very crazy. They can raise armies when they must, for all of the other Akaviri nations have, at one time or another, tried to enslave them. They cannot decide who they hate more, the snakes or the demons, but ask one and he will probably say snakes. Though once bitter enemies, the monkey folk are now allies with the tiger folk of Kapotun. Kapotun is the tiger dragon's empire. The cat folk here are ruled by the divine Toshraka, the tiger dragon. They are now a very great empire, stronger than Seishi, though not at sea. After the serpent folk ate all the men, they tried to eat all the dragons. They managed to enslave the red dragons, but the black ones had fled to then Potun. A great war was raged, which left both the cats and the snakes weak, and the dragons all dead. Since that time, the cat folk have tried to become the dragons. Toshraka is the first to succeed. He is the largest dragon in the world, orange and black, and he has very many new ideas. First, Toshraka says, is that we kill all the vampire snakes. Then the Tiger Dragon Emperor wants to invade Tamriel. Alright, in this one we get to learn a little bit more about the different races of Akavir. Though we start off mentioning that there are no men in Akavir. Well, there may have been at one point, but it is said that they were all eaten by the vampiric Seishi. The book postulates that if the race of men hadn't all been eaten, that they would have eventually made their way to Tamriel. just like every other race has. Who knows if this would have happened, but it is interesting that all other races of men and mer did eventually make their way to Tamriel. Okay, the 4 races/nations of Akavir. Let's begin with Kamal, a place said to be filled with demons. Not much is known about these beings beyond this one reference. It's a place that is seemingly cold, at least during the winter months, and is chock full of entire armies of demons. We also get a mention of Adasum Dir Kamal, who was a king of the demons, and actually attempted to invade Morrowind in 2E572. We know this because his invasion and death were both recorded as having happened that year. Race number 2 is the Seishi. The Seishi, according to these writings, are the typical race one thinks of when thinking of races from Akavir. This makes sense as they are the race that Tamriel is most familiar with, even pointing out that one of their own, potentate Versidu Shai, ruled over the Cyrodiilic Empire for 400 years before being assassinated by the Morak Tong. Tang Mo is another race/nation that we know very little about. They are known as monkey folk, and surprise to no one, the other races of Akavir have attempted to enslave them several times. The meaning of Tang Mo is cool though, 1,000 Monkey Isles. The last race/nation are the Ka Potun, which is a tiger race basically. Perhaps not so different from the Khajiit of elsewhere, but we may never know for certain. One wild thing is that since the dragons were wiped out, the Ka Potun have been trying to become the dragons. And even more wild, one of them succeeded. Toshraka is their leader. He is orange and black and is said to be the largest dragon currently in the world. Thank you so much for sticking around and listening. Drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell me what you think about this book in the comments below. And may the blessings of the 8 Divines be upon you.